Hello guys, I have 30 Tradeups to show. The Tradeups Spy website shows only 3 Tradeups per week for free. Paying customers can see 5. 1 year membership is around €25, but I can show the Tradeups for free, obviously. I believe all of these Tradeups are 20, 30, 10% Tradeups. And they are all white, so consumer grade Tradeups. First Tradeup, um, I'm very curious about what if I'm using so this way it can be 30% of the profit. You can get low float minimal worth or double low float factory new stuff. 1 color tornado needed and 2 low float cobblestone skins, and yeah, it's 30% of the profit. And the top option is the North collection, most quartz in factory new, very low float, €200, but there is a 2.5% cheaper than opening cases actually, because here the maximum is break even, the USP is profit. This will be a long video, I believe, but I will do it fast. Third than you think. Second trade at 20% of the profit. Top option is obviously the Dust collection, old roots, and P9. $1 to cost, 5.7 is the top option. Next trade up is aiming for the Vertigo collection, again €3, 3.3. Top option is Glock red tire in factory new. Fourth trade up, 26 more to go. It's actually the same, €1 more, but there is a 40% of the profit. You break even on these two and you win a little on these two. It's good trade up. If you are scared, I suggest you do this trade up because it's very cheap, €0.50, and all you need is actually 4 Boreal factory new skins and 6 Inferno 2018 skins, and that is a 55% of the profit. With this 50%, you double your money with this as well, and the rest is little bit profit. Next trade up, again very cheap, but the new collection is a win, 8 cents, and there are some good outcomes in the accent, but there is only 1% for these 3, 3% for these 3. Nothing important. This was kinda interesting because I never did a video about Aztec skins, I believe. It is profitable, it says, because you can make €15 if you hit jungle spray in minimalware. I've tried to do this in factory new, but it's not possible. Or is it? You can see the float cap is 0.06 like the gloves, literally, very similar. Even if I use the cleanest skins, I still get minimal wear, but they are low float actually. So if you're aiming to create number 1 skins, number 1 AK jungle spray, €100 minimum if it's number 1. These two, number 1 if it's a few hit. But you have to use very 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 low float, so not this low floats kind of stuff. I'm talking about very 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 low floats, like quadruple low floats I'm talking about. I believe they are €1 each. What if 5 zeros in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 1, of course. Still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that's float capped. So yeah, the best way is to just use stuff like this. 20% loss to profit, obviously. If you use 3, then your profit margin is very bad, so that's why I suggest to use this method. 10% to hit. There are better trade-ups than this, but whatever you feel is good. You can try it. €12, 13, and you have 5% to hit the top option, and another 15% to make a little bit of profit. Like you can double up your money with this. Double. 80% is for lose, but from €12 to 131, if you open the knife or a red, there is very little chance that you hit a red, even if a pink. Pink is 1 out of 20, so that's around 5%. There is the same chance of opening a pink than hit. Like, that's 5% literally for opening a pink. In non-stat track, of course, normal, field tested. So it's possible. Next trade up, 33% of the profit. Very cheap, 40 cents, and you can double up your money with the Urban DD pad, of course. However, 2018. Very curious about how you can make the factory new Urban DD pad. I believe it's possible, but yeah, so if you are aiming for a factory new, this 2% not profitable at all, because the last trade up I showed is 33% also profit, as you can see. This trade up is 10% again. Top option is the Desert Eagle, and the B250 is more than fine because you can make plus €25. Dollar is a little bit less than euro. but battles card needed only. Nothing extra. You can use Valve one as well, they are literally the same. And you can get a cleaner Rising Sun outcome if you hit the Rising Sun, obviously. Next trade up. Again, these expensive whites are needed, but 10% again, and you have you win the best. You win the most on the Glock. The Eagle is fine, and these two are. You can triple your money if you win these two. So, but the top option is obviously the Glock. So, if you are spending money on these trade ups, then please tell me the outcomes, what you got. Because I'm very curious about who hits stuff like this. Next trade up, only just one minimal where old school Nuke collection white skin needed. And as you can see, 139% profitability. Only $8 and you can get 130. The knife is 1 out of 400. This is 10 out of 1. So why spend money on Steam? Why give money to Steam? Why give money to CS2 knives? Yes, obviously, you can open the Butterfly Gamma Doppler from the Dreams and Nightmares collection. There is a very low percentage for Gamma Doppler emerald, because the Gamma Dopplers are having 4 phases or 5, and the emerald Butterfly knife Gamma Doppler, without stat track of course, is 12,000 euro. The phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 is 2,400 or 4,000 euro. So this is the way how to upgrade your Steam inventory value. You can watch YouTubers, they can hit the 10%, so someone can even open back to back to back knives. There is a chance of that happening, 1 out of 150 million, but these trade ups are only 10% trade ups. As you can see, I believe this is the best trade up I cooked today. Why? Because it's only 20 euro and you can 10x your money if you hit the Moss Quartz, and you win a little on the other 3 North outcomes. Not very profitable, but don't care about this number, because all you have to care is that whether you hit the Moss Quartz or the Dual Beretta Spire in Factory New. Double O float is Moss Quartz. Again, double O float, they are not 50 euro, they are more, because double O float. So 227. This is a price of 1 knife and 1 glove. And you can get a red line as well in Battle's card if you hit that and sell it. 6 euro trade up, and the top option is the Glock, and the other outcomes are still profit. Again, I used these expensive white skins from the Inferno 2018 collection, but you can use dust, all the dust whites, because they have similar, I mean same float cap, of course. Doesn't matter which you put, the cheaper the better. So it doesn't change. I mean, it is better actually to use dust floats because the AK is a little bit break even. As you can see, that way it's not 10%, it is 28% and you break even. There's same chance for hitting the Glock, but there's an 18% to not lose all of your money. Because here, yes, you can. But this way, it's 1 out of 4 trade-ups. You either not lose all of your money or win. Again, 10% trade-up, $10 cost, but you can 10x your money here. And again, don't care about these Inferno fillers. I just discovered that the AK Factory New from the Dust collection is not cheap, but only in Factory New, because it is pretty hard to get it in Factory New. So yeah, this is the way. Next trade up, 16% to double your money. Italy skins are needed, except one, because you don't need to spend all of your money. You can use one minimalware as well here, from actually any collection, which is good. Just make sure that the float cap of the minimalware skin is very similar, so you can use again dust to skin, dust, but this way 17%, not 16.67. 67. That way it's more profitable. So yeah, this is better. For this trade up you're gonna need a field tested or field tested old school Inferno and 9 Inferno skins, or you can just do the trade up with dust 2 skins. Or maybe not. Anyway, they are the same price, same odds, $4 the trade up cost, and there's 10% chance to profit, but 5% only for the Tornado. This trade up is profitable, it says. It is the factory new version. It is more expensive, yes, but you can 20x your money, actually. More than 20. 26x. 25 around. So yeah, it's profitable indeed. Because even the Gunsmoke is good. It can triple your money, or the Tornado, which is €265. It's in the same price as the Moss Quartz from the North collection. In factory new, of course. Tax trade up 20% of the profit. Not very profitable, but you can try it if you aiming for these skins. But I really suggest that you should try these things, but they are hard to acquire. Like, there's only one of this skin with this exact float. there are plenty of skins with 0.066 float cap. So yeah, this Tradeup is better than this, actually. Next Tradeup, 23 euros to cost. That is 40% of the profit, but only 10% for the top option, which is 100 euro. There are good Tradeups and bad Tradeups in this video, but you will decide which is good for you and which is not good. Again, 10% chance to profit, 3 euro to the cost. You cannot win big. Next Tradeup, 10%. Even the AK is break even, but the top option is the USB from the Cobblestone collection, of course. Next Tradeup, again 10%, but there's only 3% to hit the Deagle Nike, the Infactor in you, of course. Very similar Tradeup. Only 2.5% for the max win, but it is max win, of course. $8 to attempt. There is a 17.5% variant. It is going to be same, but for this Tradeup, 7 canal skins needed. Only this Deagle, only in this float, because it is very close to Minimalware. In the Minimalware it is not good, the Baroque Purple from the Canals collection, but it is 17%, of course, so it's around 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 5 you hit, so it's very good. But it's more expensive. 20 euro Tradeup for package white needed in Minimalware, only this skin. You can calculate your own Tradeups on tradeupspy.com/calculator. 40% of the profit. You can double your money with this. I mean, not double, but make a little bit money. The 27th Tradeup is aiming for the Assault collection. Second last Tradeup is $9, and you can get reach in Steam in game if or in real life if you hit the Glock Sandun in factory new. So actually 9 MP9s needed from the Dust collection in factory new with this float cap, with this float, and 1 Minimalware needed from the Alpha collection. I'm showing this many Tradeups because it is possible that you won't find this skin in this specific float before you attempt Tradeup like this. $9. Just make sure you calculate the exact numbers somewhere, because even if it's, imagine it's 0.67, not joking, it can be Minimalware and you lose money even if you hit the collection you wanted to hit. 6.7, yeah, it's still fine, but as you can see, very close to 0.07. As you can see, it's not profitable anymore. So that is why you have to calculate the Tradeups, but this is the best way to do it, because you don't need very low floats. So so two of them can be 0.067, as you can see, and you are going to get factory news even. Last trade up, 28% of the profit. That's a Mirage skin in it. Factory new, of course, and top option is the having a 18% chance, and even if you use the Mirage, it's very good because you can chain them up for Mirage blues, not like blues. Thank you for the watch. Goodbye.